Hey friends, welcome. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever sat down to work on a task only to look up hours later, tired and overwhelmed, with barely anything to show for it? Yeah, well, I understand. You're not alone. You see, we've all been there, caught in that cycle of starting too many things, getting distracted, and ending the day frustrated. But what if I told you there's a simple, science backed technique that can help you break free from this cycle, take back control, and boost your focus? Today I'm going to introduce you to the Pomodoro Technique. It's a method that can revolutionize the way you work and help you achieve more with less stress. So let's get into it. First, let me explain the Pomodoro Technique. It and where it came from. You see, in the late 1980s, a university student named Francisco Cirillo was struggling with focus, just like many of us. So he decided to take his kitchen timer, which happened to be shaped like a tomato, or a pomodoro in Italian, and set it for 25 minutes. He committed to working on just one task for that time and promised himself a short break afterward. So the results were life-changing. Since then, the Pomodoro Technique has grown to become a widely respected approach to productivity. Now, how does it work and why is it so effective, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you. First, choose a task. It could be writing a report, studying, coding, or even cleaning your home. The point is to single out just one task. Now, just one. And why is this so powerful? Well, research in cognitive psychology tells us that focusing on one task at a time can actually improve productivity. There's a phenomenon called the Zeigarnik effect, which states that our brains naturally keep tabs on unfinished tasks, helping us to stay engaged and motivated. So, by committing to one specific task, you're tapping into this effect and giving your brain an edge. Set your timer for 25 minutes. So, next you need to set your timer for 25 minutes. And you may ask, why 25 minutes? Well, studies in neuroscience show that our brains work best on short bursts of deep focus. And these bursts align with what we call your ultradian rhythms, which are natural cycles our bodies go through, typically lasting anywhere from 90 to 120 minutes, with shorter peaks of intense focus in between. Now, this 25-minute window maximizes your brain's attention span without pushing you to the point of fatigue. Next, work until the timer rings. Now, this is where the magic happens. Work without interruptions until the timer rings. Resist the urge to check your phone, reply to emails, or multitask in any way. I know it sounds easier said than done, but listen to this. Studies from the American Psychological Association have shown that multitasking can reduce productivity by up to 40%. Yep, I said it, 40% reduction in productivity. This is because every time you switch tasks, your brain has to refocus, which costs time and mental energy. So during these 25 minutes, let yourself dive into deep work and guard that time fiercely. Next, take a short break. When the timer rings, stop working. Yes, even if you're on a roll, stop. This is where you take a short 5-minute break. And why is this step so crucial? Well, research in neuroscience has shown that short breaks activate your brain's default mode network. And this is the part of the brain that lights up when you're resting. And it's vital for processing information, consolidating memories, and sparking creativity. So those 5 minutes aren't just a break, they're a cognitive rest that's going to benefit you in the long run. Repeat the process. Now, after the break, set your timer again and repeat. After 4 Pomodoros in a row, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. Occupational psychology emphasizes the importance of these extended breaks to avoid mental fatigue. They allow your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision making and focus, to recover. So think of these longer breaks as a way to recharge your mental battery. Now, why does the Pomodoro Technique work, you may ask? We've gone through all the steps. Now you know how to do it. But the method works because it's grounded in how our brains are wired. Let me share some key benefits backed by science. Now, the 25-minute work session is just long enough to push you into a state of deep focus. And according to the attention restoration theory, these short planned breaks in between help restore mental resources, keeping your attention levels high throughout the day. Ask yourself this. Have you ever tried to power through work for hours only to end up mentally exhausted and less productive? Well, you know what? You're not alone. I think we're all that way. And continuous long work sessions can deplete your brain's ability to process information effectively. So studies published in Cognition found that short breaks help participants maintain steady levels of performance, while those who worked nonstop experienced a decline. So the break is giving you an edge. And the other deal is create a sense of achievement as you're working through this. Check off each completed Pomodoro and give yourself a tangible sense of progress. Now, what I mean by this is as you accomplish tasks, check them off your list. This ties into positive reinforcement theory, where small rewards like the satisfaction of marking off a task or even a 25-minute work period, such as completing a Pomodoro, will release dopamine, and that's your feel-good neurotransmitter. It's going to help boost motivation and keep you moving forward. And what are we doing here? We're training our brains to resist distractions because, we live in a world full of distractions. And a study by Stanford University found that frequent multitaskers struggle to filter out irrelevant information. They're hurting themselves. You see, the Pomodoro Technique helps train your brain to stay on one task, which strengthens your ability to filter distractions and improve your attention span over time. So not only are we going to get more work done, but we're going to train our brains to be more effective in the long run. I love it. So customize your technique to fit your needs. If 25 minutes doesn't work for you, try 30 or even 45. Research in the Journal of Applied Psychology shows that the ideal focus time can vary from person to person. Remember, we're all unique. We're all amazing. Use a distraction log if you need to. If you find yourself getting distracted during a Pomodoro, write down the thought or task to revisit it later. Now, this practice helps free up your mental space so you can refocus on your work. I do this sometimes before I go to bed at night. It's really effective. I know we're speaking about utilizing this to increase our attention span during a given Pomodoro. But when you get that thought in your head that you just can't get rid of, but you need to think about, you need to focus on and resolve, by getting out a piece of paper and a pencil and writing it down, it's a way to release that thought from your mind because now it's written down and your brain feels that we're going to revisit that later so it can let go of it for the moment. Because remember, our brains are designed and wired to focus on incomplete tasks. But by writing it down on a piece of paper, we're releasing our mind from that mechanism and allowing ourselves to either drift off to sleep or to focus on the given Pomodoro that we're working on during that time. Just a little extra information I'd share with you there. Now, plan your Pomodoros in advance if you can. Start your day by planning your Pomodoros, and this taps into perspective memory. It's the brain's way of helping you plan and complete future tasks. So, there you have it. The Pomodoro Technique isn't just a time management tool. It's a method that honors how your brain naturally functions. It's about working smarter, not harder, and giving yourself the mental space to stay productive without burning out. Now, imagine ending your day feeling accomplished, focused, and not exhausted. This technique can make that your new reality. So, are you ready to grab that timer? If you do, set it for 25 minutes and start your journey towards better focus and productivity. Trust me, your future self will thank you. And my future self can't wait to see you tomorrow, where we're going to discuss more great ideas and just continue walking this path together. This is my favorite time each day, the time I get to spend with you. And I'm really hoping I get to see you tomorrow. I can't wait. Have a beautiful day. Take care, friends.